baddie with a body in the lobby. She like nice things. She used to know me then, she like me now. That's funny timing. Eyes been on that prize, I copped that crib for that timepiece. I'm trying to see the globe and sell out shows into the flight lead. They wanna ride my ties, but they ain't even ride or die, please. But I've been short on time, been in the prime of my prime easy. I said I never changed.
What's going on, everyone? It's King Tuts Pro. Welcome back to another Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial. In today's video, I want to show you 7 new music video effects for, of course, your music videos. Now, I don't want to spend too much time talking. I just want to show you the nitty-gritty of this tutorial. And if you guys do enjoy these videos more frequently on the channel, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on the bell notification so you don't miss out on a video just like this one. Now, with that being said, let's jump into the video. The first effect is going to be this very simple transition, and it's going to be a wiggle kind of liquid wave transitions. We're going to be using this music video. I'll have all of the music videos that I use in this tutorial down below, and this is going to be coming to us from Moneyman called Influential. So here is the video effect that I did here. So first things first, you want 2 clips in the timeline. Ideally, you want them to be completely different, so it looks like it's an actual transition. And what you want to do is have at least 10 frames of the clip you're going to be using. You want to go in between those 2 clips, and then you're going to press shift and then left on the arrow key, and this will take you 10 frames to the left. And what you're going to do is you're going to go over to the effects, and you're going to go under distortion, and under distortion you're going to go next to the wave, or at the very bottom here. So just click and drag that directly onto the clip. And then what you're going to do is go over to the inspector tab here, and then under the wave on this 10th frame here, we're going to add 2 keyframes next to amount and offset, and then bring those down to 0 for the amount. You can also play around with the offset, but we're going to leave that there just in case. So from there, you're going to go back to the middle here and then go 1 frame to the left. And next to amount, you're going to type in 50 and then press enter. And then you're going to do the same thing onto the next clip. So select the next one, go to the effects, go to distortion, go to the wave, and just drag that onto that clip. And then from here, you're going to go exactly in the middle of that clip. And then you're going to add 2 keyframes there. We're going to start this off at 50. And then we're going to press and hold shift and then the right arrow key on your keyboard to go 10 frames to the right. And then now you're going to bring the amount to 0. So just click and drag that to 0. And now if we go back and we push play, we've created this very nice and simple kind of wave liquid transition. And that's all you got to do. So let's go on to the second effect. Alright, so the second effect is going to be a really cool one, and I think you guys will absolutely love this transition. We're going to go to the beginning here, and I'm going to go to edit, and we're going to go down to add freeze frame, and this will add a still frame of that first playhead here, where they're going to trim this down. It doesn't matter how long because we can adjust the speed of that very easily. So once we're there, what we're going to do, go to the effects, and we're going to go to masks, add a draw mask onto the freeze frame. Once you're here, you're just going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better of this patch here, or a window, or whatever you're going to be using to create your mask. So we're going to click and drag to make a curve. And then once we're there, we're going to go back to the inspector tab, and we're going to zoom out to fit here. So now you can see we made a selection of just the patch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the invert mask button, and this will invert the mask so you can see through it. You can test that by just dragging the clip next to it underneath, and it should be moving. So that means you can see through it. So now that you have that, you can adjust the feather, and we'll do that after. Now that we have this clip here, you're going to see it's not super long, but it's not short either. So what I want to do is I want to kind of make it to about there. We're going to press Command B. We're going to click, drag it down like that, and then it will shift over. So now it should look something like this. What we're going to do is go to the top clip here with the freeze frame. You can feather it outwards or you can feather it inwards. I'm going to feather it inwards just a little bit like that so we don't see that harsh line on that selection. And then we're going to go to the beginning, and we're going to go to the transform button here on the left. Click this down arrow and go to crop, and then you're going to click on Ken Burns. So click on Ken Burns, and then you're going to see a green and red rectangle. You're going to have start and end, and click on one of those corners and drag it in as small as you can, and then click and move this inwards like that. And if you need to zoom in, then by all means do that. And we're just gonna make sure that it fits inside, and that's as small as we can get it. So we're gonna go back to fit and click done. So now it's going to zoom in just like this. So if I push play, it's gonna look like that. You're gonna see it goes to black because there's nothing beneath it. So we're just gonna kind of match the length of that first clip. So it looks kind of like this. Now you're going to notice that we did it the opposite way, so no issues there. Just click back on that freeze frame, go back to crop here, and then just hit this button to switch it. So now this should start here and then end with the full frame, and click done. So now it should look something like that. That is what we want. So in case you guys messed that up, you can easily just click this, and that way you don't have to use any keyframing whatsoever. So now if I push play, it's going to look like that, and you could pretty much finish it off here, but I think I want to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to extend this piece out again one more time, and between here I'm going to cut it, so like say, and then from here I'm going to press Command B to split that clip, and then we're going to go and select this clip. We don't want a Ken Burns on that one, so click on the crop, and we're just going to switch this back to transform and switch it to trim and click done. That way it doesn't move at all. Hold Option and drag downwards to make a copy. So from there, we're going to select the bottom clip and make sure invert mask is unchecked so we can see the actual patch or whatever we've selected. And then now what you can do is, depending how long you want this to kind of move, you're gonna see it's gonna stop, and I don't want it to last that long. I want it to be fairly quick, so maybe 4 frames. So from the beginning here of this frame, we're going to go down to transform. We're going to go next to rotation. And if I click and drag, you're going to see kind of moves like this. So we're going to go to rotation, and it's going to go like that. So we're going to add a keyframe. We're going to start this off like that. Go 4 frames to the right. You're going to type in 0 now next to rotation. Press enter. So now it's going to look like this, and it's going to kind of close. And then on that 4th frame, we're just going to bring the length of that 2 clips inwards. So now if I push play, it's going to look like this. But again, there's nothing underneath this, so we're just going to extend this out a little bit like that. So now make sure that this is above it though, like that. So if I push play, it's going to look just like that. Super cool. Let's move on to the next effect. Alright, so the next effect is going to be the super cool bounce effect. And if I push play, it's going to look something like this. Very simple, and you can use this as a transition too. So here is the original video, and you're going to see that nothing really happens. So what you want to do is select the first clip here and go in between these 2 clips. And we're going to go 6 frames to the left. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 6th frame, we're going to go to the transform tool. You're going to go to we're first going to scale this up. So go next to scale all, go to 105%. Go to the plus button here to add a new keyframe, and then you're gonna go 1 frame to the right, and then you're gonna go next to position under Y. You're gonna click and drag this up or down. I'm gonna start this up first, so we're gonna start this, and it's gonna move up like that, and then you're gonna press right on the arrow key one more time. Whenever there's movement, that's where you want to move the keyframe. So we're gonna click and drag this down now like this, go 1 frame to the right. Now we're gonna drag this up, so you're just kind of alternating between those 2. So it's going to go up, and then it's going to go back down. So click and drag this. And the reason we do it through the Y axis here is so that we don't move it left and right. So it's only moving up and down. So now that it's moving down, we're going to go up one more time. So now we're on this frame. And because the last frame we moved it down, that means this one now we're going to have to move upwards. So right now there's nothing added to this next scene. So next to scale all, we're going to go to 100. Type in 105%, click enter, and then go back to transform, add a keyframe, and then you're gonna go 1 frame over to the right, and then now you're gonna drag this upwards because the last frame was down. So now that this is up, we're gonna move 1 frame to the right, and then click and drag this down like so. Do it one more time, and then we're gonna go up like this, so around here. Don't drag it all the way up because you're gonna see a black edge on that bottom part, so something like that. Go 1 frame over again, and then drag this one down. So now it's gonna be there, and then just click done. And then now if I go back here and I go to fit and I push play, it's gonna look just like that. All right, so here's another cool one that I think you guys will absolutely love, and this one's free. It's very simple to do. A lot of these effects or transitions are easily done in Final Cut Pro without any extra added software or anything like that. So we're gonna be creating this really cool liquidy kind of trail effect, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the effects. I'm gonna go under distortion, And you're going to add the trails onto that clip. And then if I push play here, it's going to look something like that. So we're going to go over to the inspector tab, go next to trails, and under echoes, we're going to add like 17 maybe. So we want to add a lot. And then duration, we're going to extend this so it kind of delays the echoey effects. And then we're going to go down to underwater. So click and drag that onto that clip. And now it's going to look something like this. Very weird. So we're going to kind of bring down the refraction quite a bit and maybe kind of go like that. And then the speed, we're going to increase the speed. And I think this looks fine there. And then we're going to go next to trails, and you're going to see this little box with an oval. Click on this and click add shape mask. Make the size bigger by clicking this inner red circle, and you can make this a square if you click this gray circle, and then this outer red ring will control the feather. So I think that's fine. We're going to invert this. So next to trails, you're going to click on this mask again and hit invert masks. And then you're going to do the same thing for underwater. So click on this kind of square with a hole in it, add shape mask. And then you're going to do the same thing, just make it kind of big like that. And then we're going to invert the mask next to underwater as well. So invert masks and then click done. And now if I push play, you now have this super easy trail kind of almost liquidy effect. Alright, so this next effect is this super cool kind of flash glow effect. So if I push play, it's going to be like this. And this one looks more realistic than my previous glow effects. So what we want to do is select the first clip, hold Option, and click and drag upwards to make a copy. You're going to select the clip, go to the Inspector tab, go next to Blend Mode, and change that from normal to Color Dodge. And you're going to notice now you have this really cool glow effect. And then what you're going to do is go to the end of that clip, and then you're going to go to the opacity and add a keyframe, and then go about 5 or 6 frames to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 5 frames. And then we're going to start this off at 0. So now when we go and push play, it's going to kind of glow gradually. From there, we're going to go again from the beginning here. We're going to go to the color tab. And next to where it says no corrections, hit the color board option to bring up the plus button to add a keyframe. So add that there. And then we're going to bring this up all the way to from exposure. So you might have to go 1 frame to the left actually to be able to see that. So from here, just drag this all the way up. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 about here. And we're going to double click this to go back to 0%. So now if I push play, it's going to look like this. And we're going to do the same thing on this clip here. So hold Option, click and drag upwards to make a copy. Select the first clip, go to the Inspector tab, and then go next to the Blend Mode and change that to Color Dodge. So now you can see it before and then an after with the Color Dodge. And then we're going to add a keyframe. And then from here, we go 5 frames to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring this to 0, click and drag that to 0. And then now if I push play, it should gradually go to 0. And then we're going to do the same thing over in the correction. So just add a color board, add a keyframe, start this off at 100, 5, double click, and you're done. So now if I go back here and I push play, it's going to look just like that. Man, this looks so cool. Alright guys, so the 6th effect is going to be this super cool disappearing mask effect. It's very simple and very easy to do, and again, no presets or plugins are required for this one. Here is the original video, and then this is going to be the next clip here. Okay, and so what you want to do is pretty much use the clip that's next to that, just bring that below, select the top clip here, and you're going to go over to the effects, and you're going to go to masks. And we're going to add the shape mask, so add that onto there. I'm going to go ahead and make this round, so just click and drag this gray circle inwards to make it round. Again, same thing, the red line inside of this one controls the radius or the size of the overall shape. Green allows you to control left and right, up and down, and then this outer red circle controls the feather. So I'm going to feather this out like that, and then maybe kind of make it like that. So now we're going to go to the beginning, we're going to go over to the Inspector tab, and then from there, I want to start this off pretty much all the way up. So we can just click and drag the inner red circle line out all the way. And then you're going to add a keyframe next to radius, curvature, fill opacity, and feather. And then you're going to go about halfway. I think that's fine. And then we're going to add those same keyframes onto those. So radius, curvature, fill opacity, and feather. And then you're going to go to the end, go 1 frame to the left. And then now you're going to just drag this all the way to 0. Feather, we're going to bring this down to 0 as well. And now if we go back and push play, it's gonna look just like this, nice and smooth. And I think this fits the vibe for this particular music video very well. All right, so the last and final effect is going to actually be one of my free assets from my website. So if you guys visit the link down in the description, it's kingtutspro.sellfy.store. I'll have it at the very top so you guys can access it fairly quickly. And what it is, it's pretty much this really cool film text leader. So what you want to do is go over to my website, kingtutspro.sellfy.store, where I have a bunch of editing packs such as overlays, color grading LUTs, transitions, and texture packs, and so much more. So if you go to the bottom here, you're going to see that I added a new product here, which is the vintage film text leader overlay, and it is for free. So just click on this and you can just click this green button to download for free. Just add your email and all that stuff, and it'll send the download link to your email. These are all, of course, just drag and drop footage, so you don't even have to install anything. So let's jump back into Final Cut Pro, and here's the one that I added. So for this to work, you just download the free asset, which it will be in your email. You download it, it will be as a zip file, and then inside of that folder, you're gonna have the actual video clip. So you just go to File, Import Media, and then it should be here. I saved it to my desktop. It should be this one. Once you've unzipped the file, it's gonna be KTP, Film Text Leader. Open that one, and then here you have the actual clip here. So then just click Import All, and then I've already imported it, so you just click and drag this above your media. Once you've done that, go over to the Inspector tab, change the blend mode from normal to screen or lighten, and you are done. It's that simple. I've done the rest for you, so you don't have to spend so much time worrying about keyframing, anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed these effects and transitions for this tutorial. It would mean a lot if you guys leave a like. It definitely helps me stay motivated and on top of things. If you have any video ideas or suggestions, comment down below. I hope you learned something today, and I'll catch you on my next video.